Oh no, we don't want that. Alright. This is our presentation on neurotransmitters, and it's on chapter 18. What is a neurotransmitter? A neurotransmitter can be described as a chemical messenger that transmits nerve impulses from one neuron or nerve cell to another. As shown in this picture, there's an axon and there's a synapse. And so neurotransmitters work by relaying information, traveling through the cell, and attaching to the specific target cell. Neurotransmitters are released from the presynaptic neuron and diffuse throughout the synapse, and then bind to the receptor sites on the postsynaptic neuron.
So a couple fun facts for you guys is your body cannot function without neurotransmitters, so it's essential to have those in your brain and in your body. Another fact is all neurotransmitters contain nitrogen atoms. Also, dopamine is one of the most interesting neurotransmitters in the body. I highly suggest you guys look more into that. And finally, neurotransmitters travel at about 0.5 to 100 meters per second. So the four main types of neurotransmitters that we're focusing on is norepinephrine, dopamine, serotonin, and acetylcholine. So first we're going to start with norepinephrine. It is synthesized from amino acid tyrosine, and it functions in your body for multiple things, which includes regulating your attention span, cognitive function, and including your stress levels and reactions. So when the levels in your body are high, it causes people to feel elevated or have high behavior levels. But on the other hand, when there's problems with norepinephrine levels in the body, it can cause depression, anxiety, post-traumatic stress disorder, and substance abuse. And some common ways to increase levels in your body include making sure you're getting enough exercise for at least 30 minutes a day, getting a good amount of sleep each night, and eating high-protein foods such as fish, chicken, nuts, and other meat. The second one we're focusing on is dopamine. This is synthesized from amino acid tyrosine or phenylalanine. Dopamine plays a major role in the brain process that controls movement and emotions. When dopamine neurons die or are too low in the brain, it causes people to lose fine motor skills and can also result in Parkinson's disease. Unlike some other drugs in our body, the levels of dopamine cannot just be given to a person to increase their levels, and this is due to the blood barrier in your brain. So unlike other drugs, to boost this in your body, it's important that you get adequate exercise, enough rest, lots of sunlight, and eat high-protein foods.
Next we have serotonin. Serotonin is synthesized from the amino acid tryptophan, and its function is in mood, sleep, perception, temperature regulation. Lacking serotonin can also be a cause of depression, and most antidepressants are selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, which means they stop the reuptake of serotonin so that the concentration of serotonin can increase. Migraine headaches are also a result from improper levels of serotonin, and they're treated with asumitriptan and rizatriptan, which have a similar structure to serotonin. The structure of serotonin is on the side, right there in that picture, and that's partly why the medications work, because they have a similar structure to it. And another fun fact about serotonin is when we get sleepy after eating turkey during Thanksgiving because of the high levels of tryptophan in turkey, and that converts to serotonin. Acetylcholine is another type of neurotransmitter. It is an ammonium ion that is a neurotransmitter between neuron and muscle cells. The structure is over on the right side of the screen, and its function is in the brain, which it involves in memory and mood. Nicotine is also a drug that binds to acetylcholine receptors. And healthy ways to activate acetylcholine is eating choline-rich foods like broccoli, eggs, peanuts, playing puzzles, or learning new skills. Exercise and sufficient sleep also are other ways to activate acetylcholine. Nicotine is highly relative to acetylcholine. At low concentrations, nicotine is a stimulant because it binds to acetylcholine receptors, which causes a high or feeling of alertness when taken as a drug. Other nerve cells are activated by the intake of nicotine, and then the pleasure felt is from the release of the neurotransmitter dopamine, which is what leads to addiction. Tolerance over time occurs because receptors of acetylcholine are inactivated, so larger amounts of nicotine are needed to maintain the pleasurable reaction, which is involved in most other addictions. It is also best to resort to healthy alternatives to increase acetylcholine levels. And yeah, those are our 4 neurotransmitters. Thank you for listening.